There's a few things I haven't told you, and before you hear them from someone else, to clear up misconceptions, I'd rather tell you myself.
You again. All right. I forgot your first name. Agnes. Oh, okay. This is Agnes and Elmer Longmate. And Elmer has a long history in the Kingston area, and he's going to talk a little bit about it for you on camera.
I'm a very good talker.
Oh, you're doing great.
I can talk to myself.
All right. And this is Tom Stokes.
Hi, I'm interviewing, and Elmer brought us a 1909 plat map from the original plat of Kingston area.
Yeah, the
as
whole
well as
county
Kingston.
area.
Okay.
And it has some interesting features on it that I don't think everybody's aware of. And we've just been talking about Elmer's family and history here in the area. I'm not sure how much you want us to go back over everything. I prefer not to have to go back over everything.
I've heard it enough.
Did your dad do fun things around here? I mean,
He was mainly a logger up until they had a pretty good logging outfit, him and a man named Olson. And they were known as Olson and Longmate Logging Company. And they logged a lot of the area out in the Eglon and Hansville area where Pope and Talbot didn't want to build a railroad, so, and they were kind of the ends. They were what they call a jippo outfit is what they call them now.
a what?
A jippo outfit is what they call a small logging outfit.
It's not
They used
that
to-
they small one.
They used to log out in that area and quite a bit of the different areas. First they logged around, my dad logged around here with skid roads and even some oxen and some horses. See, Pope and Talbot had all that railroad system out of that end. In fact, it came right back up here about where the end of Parcel Road up there. They came right in within a little ways of that. That's where they ended their railroad logging. They took all that timber out, came around where the Hansville, where the Eglon Road goes and the other road that goes down to Little Boston. That was the railroad grade that came across there. Then it came towards the Eglon Road and then made a right and came all the way back in different spurs all the way back here.
So where did they mill the logs out?
For a family, yeah. They had a big log dumping camp right down there by south of Little Boston on the bay.
Okay. And then how many brothers and sisters did you have growing up here?
I had 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Do they still live in the area? Or
Two of my brothers do. One lives out where I do in Griffith Keys. My youngest brother, my oldest brother, lives in the Silverhill. And my remaining sister lives in Colville, Washington. My oldest brother and sister are both passed away.
And then your grandfather, he lived here for
That was my mother's family, yeah. My dad's family didn't ever. Well, his mother came out here. My grandpa got killed back there so late in Kansas. My mother's family, my grandpa Erlinson bought this property out there, South Kingston in 1902, I think it was. And then he bought 121 acres. And then he sold it to these other, my great uncle and them. And Grandpa grubbed out a farm there. There was nothing there but trees, and they grubbed out a farm in a few short years too. And he wasn't a young man at that time.
So what did they grow?
Oh, they had chickens, and they had other products. They had a big orchard, and mainly chickens and pigs and pork and stuff like that, and cows, butter. And up till my grandma died, she used to go to the market in Seattle every Friday morning. My grandpa have to take all that stuff down to the dock, and either the one down in Newhurst or the one down in Yanoa. And they would load all this stuff on the steamers. All the women from Paulport area, they brought all their stuff that morning run. Then they would have the drays over there, and horses take the stuff up to the market, the farmer's market, and then they would be there Friday and Saturday, and then they would come home Saturday night, or sometime they didn't make it till Sunday morning. But that's how they made their living. They made cider, and they had all kinds of chickens and everything that they raised there. Eggs and chickens and stuff like that was their main crop that they took over there. I remember going over there with my mother when I was a little guy, and they had what they call the security market. And you went in there and they had all these chickens and ducks and stuff hanging up their dress with the heads and the feet on yet. They weren't dressed. And the woman would say, oh, I want that one. Okay. The butcher would take that down and dress it for them, wrap it up, cut the feet and the neck and ankles out.
Didn't worry about
And there was no refrigerator. They were just hanging there. That was the old way they did it. Nobody died, I guess. Now, can you imagine that now?
In some countries, yes.
Oh, yeah, they do.
It's still, yeah.
Mexico, where kids were down there and they couldn't get over that. Pig head right through them.
I know. We don't want to eat about Mexico.
But that's mainly what they did. They
That's
took,
another story.
Yeah.
They farmed, they had cattle and a few head of cattle and chickens, a lot of chickens.
So what kind of chores did you have to do when you were growing up?
Had lots of chores to do. Clean chicken houses, clean barns, and then I used to have to milk cows in the morning before I went to school. We always had about, 10 to 12 cows. And then there was all the work involved in milking and cleaning the barn.